Now, back to your turn on 1330 WEBY, Northwest Florida's talk radio. The phone lines are open, so call in and join the conversation at 623-1330.
Aren't you glad that you patiently waited? Carl is back. He is in the Oval Office of Gulf Coast Talk Radio, and you are with him. Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups.
All right, folks, welcome back, America. Jeff Kuhner is on the line. Hey, Jeff, I want to roll this clip. You and I have been talking about it off the air, but, you know, the Obama campaign released an official ad. I have personally seen it on television several times. I've heard it. It's all over the place. It's an official Obama campaign ad where this Laura, whatever her name is, Lena Dunham, from this piece of filth trash on HBO called Girls, I think. She's the star of this ad, and she's intimating that voting for the first time is like having intimate relations for the first time and losing your virginity. She intimates that in this. The ad is filth, and I'm going to play it. Then I want your reaction and anything you know about this ad and how it's playing in Washington. Okay, Jeff?
You got it, buddy.
All right, let's roll it.
Your first time shouldn't be with just anybody. You want to do it with a great guy. It should be with a guy with someone who really cares about and understands women. A guy who cares whether you get health insurance, and specifically whether you get birth control. The consequences are huge. You want to do it with a guy who brought the troops out of Iraq. You don't want a guy who says, oh, hey, I'm at the library studying, when really he's out not signing the Lilly Ledbetter Act. Or who thinks that gay people should never have beautiful, complicated weddings of the kind we see on Bravo or TLC all the time. It's a fun game to say, who are you voting for? And they say, I don't want to tell you. And you say, no, who are you voting for? And they go, guess. Think about how you want to spend those 4 years. In college age time, that's 150 years. It's also super uncool to be out and about. Someone says, did you vote? And you go, no, I wasn't ready. My first time voting was amazing. It was this line in the sand. Before I was a girl, now I was a woman. I went to the polling station, I pulled back the curtain, I voted for Barack Obama.
Good gracious. Jeff, sound off on that.
It's crude, it's vulgar, it's obscene. It's degrading not just the president, not just his presidential campaign. I believe it's degrading our democracy. Right. What the voter is essentially, what this ad is saying, is who do you want to have sex with? Which of the two presidents is sexier? And if you're going to lose your virginity, I'd rather lose it to Obama than to Romney. In fact, what this ad is a deliberate imitation of an ad run by Putin in his recent fraudulent election in Russia. It's what the communists do in Russia.
I just saw that a few moments ago. I was going to ask you about that. So you really are up on the very latest. So it's a mimicry. It's mimicking an ad by Putin.
By Putin. I mean, basically, it's an ad. It's a communist ad imitating a communist ad in Russia. And if you look at the content of the ad, never mind all the crude sexual references, the state should pay for your abortion. The state should pay for your contraception. The state should pay for your sexual life. That's what this is. The state should pay for your health care. The state should guarantee you an income. That's what this is all about. So you look at this ad, it's a chilling ad. It's another low in our democracy, and it's part of a larger pattern. You have Obama publicly on the record in an interview on Rolling Stone magazine deliberately referring to Mitt Romney, and I have to be careful because it's a family show and we're on the public airwaves.
Right.
But he spells it out. He calls him a BSer,
right.
A bull expletive.
A bull blanker.
Yeah, a bull blanker.
Yep.
Now, I've never heard a president. Yes, presidents talk dirty in private. Yes, Nixon had a foul mouth.
Right.
Bill Clinton had a foul mouth. Lyndon Johnson had a foul mouth. But that's in private. In public, you treat your opponent with a certain decorum, a certain dignity, a certain respect, because you're respecting the American people.
Yeah.
You're respecting our democracy. You're respecting our electoral process. You don't stand there and demean and degrade and vilify and smear your opponent in public, because this man may be the next president of the United States.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say, because he might be the next president.
And so you don't want to do that. That's what they do in third world banana republics, where if one guy wins, there's so much smearing and slandering going on that people start rioting. Yeah. And that's why you don't do stuff like that. So what we've had from the Obama campaign is 4 years ago they gave us hope and change. Now, here's what they've done. They've called Romney a BSer. They've now gone on and said he's responsible. He's basically a killer. He was responsible for the death of a steel worker's wife because she got cancer years after he lost his job.
Yeah, after Benghazi, that's a hollow attack.
I mean, then they're going on about him being a vulture capitalist. They now claim he was a tax cheat. He was a felon. I mean, they've thrown everything at the book at this guy. Basically what they're saying is he's the devil. He's Satan. That's what they're trying to tell us.
Yeah.
And now they're telling us, okay, that didn't work. Well, let's elect the playboy in chief. Let's elect the sexer in chief.
Right.
Who do you want to have sex with? Who do you want to lose your virginity to?
Yeah.
Barry or Mitt?
And that's
it's definitely Barry.
That's right, and that's what the commercial intimates. That's exactly what it intimates.
It's the ultimate sexualization and degradation of our politics.
Yeah.
It's liberalism taken to its natural extreme. And so what you're now seeing, I think, is the full debasement of our culture. This is what Obama has done to us. So we are now talking about Big Bird. We're talking about binders. We're talking about who to have sex with as a presidential candidate. And we're talking about BSers.
Yeah.
This is what this man has reduced us to.
Jeff, I know you're a believer, and I am too, and this is ultimately in the hands of the Lord, but I do know that he hears the prayers of his people, and that's indicated in the book of Genesis when Abraham comes to him right before God's getting ready to pour out his wrath on Sodom and Gomorrah, and Abraham intervenes and says, Lord, if there are 50 people, 50 righteous people, would you withhold your hand? All the way down to 10. So we know that God hears the prayers of his people when he should be pouring out his wrath by all rights. So let you and I agree that we're going to pray for this nation and pray for this election. This is the most important election in my lifetime, Jeff, maybe in the lifetime of this nation.
I think our republic hangs in the balance, Carl. I'm not saying this lightly. I'm not trying to overstate it. I'm being very candid with you.
Yeah.
I've never seen a more dangerous, radical socialist in the White House than this man.
Yeah.
This man is destroying the very fiber of this country.
You're absolutely right. 15 seconds, Jeff. What do you think the Electoral College is going to do? Truly, 20 seconds.
Romney will win in a landslide. Independents are breaking his way. Florida, Wisconsin, Colorado, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, they will all break for Romney. He will win and win big. And I say to Obama, good riddance.
Farewell. Hey, goodbye, and all that stuff, right? Jeff Kuhner, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Listen, we've got a few seconds. Tell us where people can find you. Tell the audience all about yourself, where you are.
You can go to WashingtonTimes.com, punch in my last name, Kuhner, and you can read all of my columns. In fact, today's column is called Obama New, and it's an expose on everything that's happened in Benghazi and how he could have saved our people, and he didn't.
Tell them how to find your radio show so they can listen to you.
They can go to WRKO.com, and they can hear me every day, Monday to Friday, from 11 till noon, off of the Internet in Boston.
Okay,
fantastic.
The Kuhner Report. Fantastic. The Kuhner Report. Jeff Kuhner. Jeff, thank you for being a part of the show today.
My pleasure. God bless you, Carl.
God bless you. See you next Friday. Well, folks, you are listening to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. Mallory Bardwell, your world-famous producer. Let me encourage you, go to carlgallups.com. While you're there, click on the Freedom Friday block. While you're there, click on Jeff Kuhner's picture. It'll take you to his website. And while you're there, click on his name, and it'll take you to all the connected links as well. Plus, while you're there, check out my new book. You want to get yourself a copy of it. We're going to go to the bottom of the hour news break. When we come back, Bobby Powell got a CIA ex-spook and an interview that's going to knock your socks off.